Halt then, knave. It's Yorkie of the Shire stands before you, asking art thou friend or foe? If thou art friend, then join me now as we step once more into Golarion, or Pathfinder Kingmaker. We'll leave talking to Ninio for now. Reading too much text gets a little wearing. Let's talk to the storyteller, though. 268 experience, good. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean, his pale face with some colour. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my saviour? I recognise your footsteps. Determined footsteps befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with two scarlet runes on it. Well, thank you, sir. Best explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Kenabres that the local wardstone has been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only the one in guarding Kenabres did I sense a flaw, a spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons will surely use. They're able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. Wardstone must be destroyed. Should I trust this gentleman? Well, I best seem to have faith in him, so fair enough. Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? I'm the storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I'm an old elf. I'm old even for an elf. I've seen many things, and I've been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom. Check our nightly stream with Yorkie the Pathfinder Kingmaker. In the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual, my advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice and services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who never hurt anyone, stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Rosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Kenabres. You wield some special magical power, some instinct? Storyteller chuckled. Yes, to a certain extent, but it is more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that have happened. I touch an object and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. What blight is concealed in the wardstone? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of the blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it's hidden from me, I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Menago. We've met her. Invaded the city with a crowd of her followers and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Eamade herself? The locals think it's impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here. Even the terrifying Baal or Karamzadar. Their attacks were rebuffed. But they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted on the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Descari himself now has come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Kenabres. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it to the other stones, along the whole perimeter of the worldwound. Why did you travel to the wardstones? I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began. I've heard you, Storyteller. In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. Fear not. We shall seek one, and take it from there, my friend. I heard the dying roar of Tarendla, the silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I'd advise you to go to where Tarendla perished and search there for something. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific, but intuition, a strange sense of rightness, tell me to point you there. Can I help you? Storyteller nods gratefully. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Kenabres there's a manuscript authored by an elf from Kionin who witnessed Earthfall. Storyteller's voice suddenly breaks and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try, I have failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists and is held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored at the Great Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusades naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Great Garrison has fallen into enemy hands, I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. We know about the wardstone you've told us. We know about the Blackwing. Heard it. I want to know more about you. The old elf permits himself a smile. I'm not surprised, a strange, peculiar-looking elf with unusual powers who comes from afar and calls himself a collector of stories. Such things usually spark some interest. Answer your questions. Who are you and where are you from? Before I would have said that I'm a blacksmith from Kionin, who lost his sight and then found his true calling in a new craft. That of a story collector. I have lately begun to suspect that these words are no more than a lie. The old elf chuckles sadly. It's quite the irony. I never thought I'd have cause to complain about my memory. It holds the stories of the entire world, but I've noticed more and more alarming signs lately. I encounter ancient stories and see myself in them. I don't remember those events, but stories cannot lie. So it means that my memory is lying, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. Stories can absolutely lie. What are you talking about? I'm looking for proof that my visions are true, and for the reason why my past has been hidden from me. You look ancient. I thought elves didn't get old. Blind man straightens his bony back with dignity. As you can see, we do if we manage to live for many thousands of years. There may not be a single mortal in this world older than me. Storyteller sighs and continues with a sad smile. Anyway, it's not about time, it's about the stories I keep inside. There's so much suffering and sadness in the world, and in my stories too. I've lived every one of them. I've drunk their bitter experience and accepted it in my heart. It's hard. The weight of all this suffering on my shoulders. I wouldn't trade my burden for any other. Where did you get your strange powers? Storyteller shrugs. I've always got along well with things. I used to be a blacksmith. That I know for sure. I've always felt the essence of things, their spirit. But as long as I can remember, I've always been able to feel the traces of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know where this gift comes from. Maybe having taken my sight, the gods granted me another sense. Why did you come to the worldwound? Searching for the truth about my real past has brought me here. I saw myself in other stories. In them I was called the elf in the tower. Now I'm looking for this tower, my tower, everywhere. It's been to many places. Sorry, I've been to many places. I've visited lands and deserts, but I haven't found it. There are very few uncharted territories on my map. Worldwound is one of them. How do you collect stories? In the same way that a court philanderer collects his conquests. The way a healer has a personal cemetery of patients he failed to save. That doesn't make your stories sound like you did much good. The way every person, including you, has a box of secrets, most precious experiences deep down in their soul, no one is allowed to touch. The world is not made of things, or matter even, it's made of stories. They move from the past to the future, piercing the world at this point here, at this point of here and now. They give meaning to everything, and they are the meaning, and everything else is the setting required for the stories to exist. There is nothing more real, alive than a story. And anything real and alive can die and be destroyed, distorted and forgotten. So can a story. As long as I carry these stories with me, they will not be lost. And if you die... This is why I don't often share my stories. That seems ill-advised. What if you die? By sharing one with you, I give you the right to sell it to others. This is true. But at least there'd be preservation of something. Distort and embellish it inadvertently or advertently. How can I be sure you will keep its original purity? Stories travel one person to another. They change, become distorted, turn into tall tales. This is why I kept my stories to myself. No more questions for you, sir. And now I must go. We'll talk to Nino later. As I say, I don't want to read too much all at once. It does so, harass one's voice. Now, back to the market square. Oh, we're not going back to the market square yet. What am I thinking? We need to rest. And also... sell things. And also, I don't think I ever read those books. Well, not read. I just want to peruse them. I just want to skip through them. So... Alright. And I did learn some things.
I'm gone.
Show me what you have, sir. Right, here we go. Oh, before we do, actually... Oh, no, of course we're not going. We've got to rest. What am I doing? That's you, and now Nino. Quick rest. Then we can go to the market square.
My sword is an extension of my arm. My sword is an extension of my arm. So, is my plumage an extension of my head?
Possibly.
Focus, Sela.
Possibly, Sela. I mean, do you use your plumage, I think? Or in your case, probably to headbutt people? An interesting language fact for you. For the English language. Slang. Headbutt and asshat are not the same thing. But if you know an asshat, you may wish to headbutt them. Just a reflection for you. From Sir Yorkie of the Shire. And we fail to sneak past enemies. That's fine, they'll die.
Can we retreat already?
Eleven. Off we go.
Time to rob them
Into
of their
the fray.
treasures. The world in crimson.
Nothing this way. And there seems to be some bandits. Back to them. Marauders, etc.
By the darkness.
This will leave a bruise. I'll just sit here.
This pain
Don't
is
worry about me.
excruciating. So this is how it feels.
Well, we lost some people here.
Can't you just die already? Tactical retreat!
Ow!
No?
There we are. Guards is laden with possessions from surrounding houses. Well, unfortunately, the people seem to be dead. So we will take what property is here. Empty on the ground that it can't possibly be of any use to them. And perhaps we can make amends to their family later.
Let's head out.
Now. Kaylessa. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite unremarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's, her teeth are fanged, and her hair is as grey as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? This elf may have fallen victim to some wicked magic, a curse maybe. Or did her long service to the force of darkness twist her appearance in such a gruesome way? Who are you? Giving her a scrutinizing look, she says harshly, "No point in you knowing, soldier, trust me. The answer would only bring you misfortune, still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer, won't ever meet again. Who wounded you?" He responds with his razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. Sounds suspicious. And, we know you've attacked Fawn. And you do seem like you're corrupted. I'm sorry, but your time ends here. Why was that evil? He tries to block your attack with a bow, but the sturdy wood snaps as a resounding crack. Why was that evil? Yeah. Maybe we made a mistake and it's Fawn who's the bad one. Well, we did try. Soldier, don't let them forget my story. On the Dark Fate, you performed an evil act. Sorry, the camera was not in a good position. Her hand reached under her cloak. But instead of a dagger, she's clutching some crumpled papers. She falls into your hand, then she falls silent forever. I don't normally read things, but whoever is reading this know that my name was Kaylessa and I was an elf until my last day. When I lived in Keonin, in a blessed land, I witnessed a great number of injustices and crimes against conscience. Even we elves are not absolutely pure, and to the best of my abilities, I fought against these wrongs, bringing justice to those that had evaded the law. Really? While I was not alone, we were few and remained in secret. We called ourselves the Sunset Wasp. We revered Calistria, and her name, and in her name we executed vengeance upon those who had lost all shame. We have been deceived. We were pawns of a vicious priestess of Dixgari, by the name of Animora. She manipulated us, lied to us, hiding under the guise of the old and wisest of us. What, the Storyteller? At her behest, we spilled no, obviously, because she sounds like she stayed female. At her behest, we spilled the blood of the innocent and not the guilty. When our transgressions were discovered, we became pariahs, monsters in the eyes of our people. Animora revealed her true nature and offered patronage. All safe from me agreed, and I am ashamed of their choice. What brings me even closer greater shame is that after my former comrades approached me, I could not find strength to draw my dagger and take my own life. I wish I had. Well, if that's truly what you wanted, we've taken it for you. I was taken captive and brought to the worldwound. There our new mistress taught us the ways of evil and darkness. We studied sin, and I learned alongside the others. At first I was controlled by means of magic, but then, when you're forced to torture prisoner after prisoner, when you lose count of the seemingly endless number, something snaps inside you, and you cease struggling. Learned helplessness, yes. I have heard of it. I fell into the embrace of the Dark Fate. A mysterious curse hangs over elvenkind. Whenever one of us sinks to a certain depths of evil, they turn into a drow. Who are lied to? The Dark Elves are not a degenerate, flawed branch of our people. They are not a parody envisioned by the Dark Gods. They are us, and their sins are ours. We cannot renounce our responsibility for them, because every elf, every single one, has a potential to become a drow. I expect it is truthfully dangerous. Among the elves there are many who are powerful and influential, and I fear they will seek to bury this revelation and destroy all who know it. Interesting. Then I shall have to watch myself as we head forward. Make sure I don't become a drow.
Might be treasure.
It sounds like she committed evil, but under duress. She wished she could die, and albeit by error of judgment on my part, she is. You see, she got what she wished for. They do, of course, say, be careful what you wish for you may just get it. But, well...
Tread lightly.
What's going on
We'll
here?
make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She is dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly. as the people argue heatedly around her. It is as if she doesn't sense a looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane. We've got to do something.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me.
You want them to
Just
kill
do
you?
what you've decided to do.
What's going on here?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demon's hide.
Yes?
We're sacrificing this girl to Iomede so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
You ridiculous fools. The teachings of Ember directly prohibit the killing of innocents.
How do you know what the goddess wants or doesn't want? Who are you, her herald?
I am Iomede's paladin. If I
Thank
lie,
you,
may the
Seela.
goddess strike me down. What you intend to do is a repugnant crime and heinous blasphemy.
Exactly. What were you thinking? The goddess would never allow this.
Whose idea was this anyway? I think it was yours.
My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
Please don't fight. All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please.
The little girl is defending the people who wanted to slaughter her a minute
Indeed.
ago. She's either a saint or she's insane. Maybe the two together.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck, if you know what I mean.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard. It made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things. Want to play with me now?
For the love of... Kenabres is too damn small.
Go to the Defender's Tavern, that's where the survivors are gathering, and don't even think we're doing anything so disgusting again.
Thank you.
The knight hurries away before you can change your mind.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
Strange, wonderful,
But
yes.
You shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
I don't think you're an ordinary girl, and that crow you have, that's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those. Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Magic tricks, you say? You could prove useful when fighting the demons. And I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
No, Camellia, you did not mishear. You just misunderstood. You see, she's not joining our party. She's joining mine. You're
Sure.
gone.
Let's go!
You can sit in the background and do something. Let's get a little healing going on. Actually,
Trust in yourself.
Esme, Axel, Yes. Esme. Axe. Yes. Esme. Axe. Yes. Esme. Axe. Yes. Esme. Axe. Yes.
We found Ember. A young witch.
They will break against
And
our
now we found
resolve.
rats. Trolls, rats. Isn't it wonderful here?
No glory without risk.
Surrender or else!
Fun.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Wall chip.
Cover me, all right?
Scurry, you take that one.
Stab their backs.
Another one there as well. That's important.
The light take you!
You won't survive me.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
I'll loot your corpse.
That's more down.
Attack! Aim carefully.
And we seem to have found a special room. The trap.
This is my kind of work. Pretty good, aren't I?
Perhaps, perhaps. I wear no armor, she wears heavy armor. He wears no armor currently. If he ever will, in fact. She wears light armor. Wears no armor, she wears no armor. A mule. What is this? Wings and thighs. Sounds delicious. Incomplete circle. Finish summoning. Destroy the magic circle. I forgot they're summoning. Let's save it.
Can't I now?
This is not
I'm
my
not
time.
nearly rich enough.
Well, that didn't work too good now, did it? But in the end, we had to destroy it anyway. Alright. Now we must use healing, unfortunately. and Ember. Back to the street then.
Endure.
Careful, everyone.
Did you see that?
I'm all right.
Wow. That tool is rather powerful.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
You got them. In the end. Which is usually a painful place to be got in your end. Now. Let's progress further. Fortunately, let us also heal up.
I'm gone.
Alright. We've cleared this area. Let us just step over the bridge and see what lies beyond.
Yet another obstacle.
Straight into the demons.
Didn't know I had it in me.
This'll. I'll just sit here.
Yeah, she's down again.
Don't worry about me.
It really would be good if you'd stop getting injured, Sealer, to be honest. But then, by rights, I should not be using... I should be using turn-based for difficulty, so... Archie is doing fairly well. Oh.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
$298. Closer, ever closer.
Can't hide from me.
Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block out the exclamations coming from beneath it. Reveal, oh dearest darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze upon me, pray tell? Thy husband I called my friend at a time, but love 'tis like an ocean, friendship a well. But Willis, how are we to live, my sweet? Boone's deep masculine voice, in response to from beneath the same pile. Indistinct rustling follows. Pass me the ale with you. Hey, who's there? The pile of junk seems to shake. A stage whisper drifts up from below. Granny, let's not answer. Methinks these might be demons calling down and trying to trick us. In that case, there is nothing for us to but accept our fate. A demon or not. We are actors from the finest theatre in Kenabres. The next door theatre, oh dear lord, amateur dramatics. I should leave them there. I'm dedicated to lawfulness and, amateur dramatics is about as chaotic as it gets. Wait, what? We were trapped in here. I thought we'd be barricaded ourselves in here away from the demons deliberately. If you didn't nap through the start of every rehearsal, Master Kem, you would be better informed. Let's move it. We've got some gems from it. Look, the door is open and now we're completely at the mercy of whatever's up there, if it really is a demon. We have nothing to fear with the power of inspiration. Oh yes, that's wonderful. After all, but hand me over my ladle and that rolling pin. Look at this sorry lot. Now look, it's not a demon at all. Greetings, kind friend and rescuer. I'm Grandma Gretlin, theatre director, and these are the members of my company. Granny, that's not a ladle, that's one of the props from the Malevolent Leash performance, the one that Tiana made. Or Tina made. It's a scepter or something. She made it out of my ladle. She wanted to use a broom handle, but I put pay to that daft idea. Oh yeah, one idea's so much saner than the other. Says a dwarf with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show, you're very funny. Well, Ember likes you. Especially your play where the woman slowly climbs into the chair while singing and then falls off again. Ember claps her hands in delight. Well, it's actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. The chair, you see, it represents a tower of rock rising above the raging sea like a finger of a giant, and the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into a swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times, but I'm glad you liked it. What were you doing down there? We were rehearsing, of course. In the middle of a demon invasion, you're going to rehearse. Oh, all the gods and goddesses save us from amateur dramatics. Our art distracts us from our fear and panic. Dwarf waves the ladle emphatically, doing a fair impression of a conductor. Really, when I'm scared, I eat. We tried that too, but our supplies ran out. But art, oh, art is eternal. You get somewhere safe? Oh, don't worry on our account. We'll be going on to our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. We're not afraid of demons with lambkin around. Lambkin? Lambkin, says the dwarf readily. Our male lead. He'll protect us. Don't worry, we know what we're doing. Enjoy, we have to go. Thank you again for rescuing us, stranger. Today you did a great service for Mendevian culture. I'm afraid I may have harmed it. The culture of Golarion. You will certainly be remembered for future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theatre. Please, I'd rather be anonymous, if that's alright. Glad I saved your lives, but I'd rather remain anonymous. Oh dear lord.
Watch each other.
One down.
Is this a mock fight?
There we are. 146 left. So sweet it is to kill. Take it down, Imp boys. You can do this. Oh, no, that's the case. Oh, that's not good.
You can handle them, right?
No mercy for the wicked.
At least we have some more healing.
I think I did it.
Grey hair, ashen skin. The person fell prey to an abasu. This demon sucks the very life from its victims and transforms them into ghouls.
Follow my
Not
steps.
fun. I'd rather be alive than a ghoul. I mean, consider it, those ghouls went wild.
Let's head out. Enemy near.
Damn this silly thing.
No, we didn't get anywhere there. Lumps out of the bodies. That
Let us be
does not
careful.
sound fun.
Did we find trouble? No.
Your
They did.
death awaits.
Sailor, what are you
feel faint.
doing?
Too late for apology.
In the holy light.
Learn from my mistake.
Well, that was a fight, that was. And it's gained us level 4. Ability, health, and persuasion. Sealer. Level 4 paladin. Man, we don't need to stick with Zen anymore. We're going to branch out. You're going to become a druid. A Drovia. It's only right that you have a dog, Lan. You are my little lapdog after all. Well, perhaps that's an unfair statement. It's also completely accurate. Trickery. Stealth. Plus. Obscura. Yes, the hair. Told you. Stay with that. Create pit. Web. And Ember. Or stigmatized witch. You have slumber. Take evil eye. Molten orb. And our little dog friend. You're not an agile. Agility based. Are you? So we will have you as a bulwark. Where you can wear armor. Toughness, perhaps. We need toughness. Is it necessary? That will come in time. Dexterity is not good for you. We'll give you stealthy. Thunder, I like it. Level 2 at the moment, but you're there. Let's have a look at the spell books, shall we? Sigmore and Magic Bang. Create pit twice.
This is my kind of work.
I'm sure it is. You're a thief.
Tread lightly.
A little cat to adopt. Right, let's see. Let's take these off. I have a pipe fox. You have an owl cat. Take that off. You don't have any pets, do you? There's a cat. Law nature. Who does law nature? You do law nature. Then you'd be the kitty cat would be ideal for you. A cat and a dog. Let's hope they don't fight.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
A bright future awaits us.
awaits.
We'll make things right.
People were not killed by demons, their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. I suppose that is still sometimes the way. Hear me. Take heed. The war's done is their target and must not be allowed to capture it. Yes, we've come to destroy it, don't worry.
I'm gone.
Cover me!
They will break against our resolve.
They fell easily.
Follow my
Good.
steps.
English giants and speed where?
Let's head out.
We need some healing. So do you. Right, moving on.
Let us be careful.
Hey, demon.
Forwards!
I'm all right.
Ow.
I'm all right.
Are you? Are you sure about that? You don't seem alright.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Stab their backs.
Make every strike count.
Distract them from me.
Ember, see if you can put this thing to sleep. Failed. You rather depressingly failed. I'm not fists, am I? That's a problem.
A solid plan.
Why Let me do it.
Into the fray!
I'll loot your corpse.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Time to share your treasures!
Ember. In that case, take down his attack rolls, at least for a round.
Attack!
The light! Take you!
Almost done.
Your death awaits.
You won't survive me.
Cover me, all right?
Tread lightly.
I found something.
Well, the fist attack doesn't seem to be working well, so I think we might be able to stop using it. Eight. Well, then it's a lot better with fists, apparently. Now, over this way. And this is where we will end it for now. We've made progress. We've recruited Ember for one thing. Gained a level. So, join us next time when we return to Golarion for more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I have been the Yorkie of the Shire. You've been a fine audience. If you would do me a favour and hit the like, subscribe and comment, that helps the channel grow. Very well.